Hey everybody, welcome to the QuestCast podcast. I'm Michael and this is your other host
Hi, Dolby.
who's not yeah, took a lot of work to get you to say that name.
I
All
know.
right.
I'm kind of spaced. I was reading the list. I'm not gonna lie. There's some good ones. I got some really good ones.
All right. We're just going to do some hypotheticals and weird situations and have a fun old time here. You want to pick one first?
Yeah, actually, I thought of one that was pretty interesting. Let me get to it really quickly.
Oh, that's actually a good one.
Did you read my mind or something?
No, I'm talking about my own list, but the one you're thinking of is pretty good too.
Okay. Let's see. Got it. Just
It's so broad though. Some of these I feel like it'd be easy. It's easier for me to rule out
oh,
things than it is for
this
me to
is
pick one thing.
okay. So I like this episode idea a lot because I felt like for people who don't know us who might like stumble upon it, it kind of gets lets them learn a little bit more about us, I guess, like about the people we are and the things we like. So this one is I ask every person I meet this question. This is probably why people think I'm super weird. But if you were forced into gladiatorial combat, what one melee weapon would you choose? Like, I mean, like melee, you could use a bow and arrow if you want, I guess, or a crossbow. I mean more of like a non-modern weapon, no muskets or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. And you ask
I
everyone
ask
this?
everyone. I really do.
That's very
It's a very
weird.
weird thing to
I
ask, but it tells a lot about a person.
I don't know. I think I'd just be like a basic boy. I feel like I'd just have like a sword and a shield or something if that can be one
Yeah, of
combo.
course, that's a combo. So a sword and a shield, really? That's
Maybe. I feel like that's pretty
I mean,
good.
it's like
Maybe
vanilla ice cream though. Like it's good, but it's not
it's
very.
so
Yeah.
vanilla. But I mean, I feel like I'd want that shield though.
Oh, the shield.
I don't think I'd want a two in a video game. I love a good two-hander, but me personally as a human, I think I'm probably going shield. Maybe a spear and a shield. I don't know. I think there's a shield in there though. Dual wielding's cool.
Yeah, dual
I
wielding
don't know
is
if I
cool
would
for
do
if
it.
you're like, and I always say that like this is a video game world, like where
Yeah.
conventional fighting doesn't really exist. You can do all like the flips and stuff. I
Yeah.
always so you would keep the same answer if it was like
I
a
think
fantasy
there's
world.
so if we can do anything we want and it's not just us and we can just, we could just be a big dude wielding an unreasonably large two-hander.
Yes, that's fair. That's
I do like unreasonably large two-handers. I like a two-handed sword and heavy plate armor when I'm in a video game. But if we were just putting me into the Coliseum, I would definitely go shield. Maybe and it's either like a sword or an axe or a spear, one of those. Whatever I'm finding, I'm picking up one of those three. But I think I would, you know, I don't know. I don't have any training in melee weapons, so I think I'd want something to at least be able to bat away an attack.
yeah, I can agree with that. That's understandable. It is like the vanilla ice cream answer though, but I mean it gets the job done.
Yeah.
Like in almost any game, there's like a viable way to win by using a sword and a shield. There's a reason for that.
Yeah. So what was your answer? Do you have anything more exciting? I gave you both my like ideal in video games, what I tend to trend towards, and what I would actually do if I
Honestly,
was just in the.
I've always been a fan of like clubs and maces in games. Like that's the thing I
Mm.
always use. So like probably like a big hammer or something in the fantasy world or like a video game world. Like Robert Baratheon's where it's like it's so heavy that only he can lift it kind of deal. Or like
Mm-hmm.
Thor. I've always liked
Is
hammers and stuff.
is Robert Baratheon like Thor in Game of
Well,
Thrones
it's
universe?
not it's just because it's very heavy. Like I think Ned Stark couldn't lift it up or could barely get it to move,
Hmm.
and Robert Baratheon could throw it around like it was nothing.
Interesting.
So I would probably use like a club, or if it was like really me, probably like a baseball bat or something like something the size of a baseball bat because I feel like that's I could swing that pretty hard. And I'm not
And that's
I don't know, I just I've always gravitated towards that.
That's both your real life and your
Yeah,
fantasy
yeah,
would both be some kind of club or
yeah.
mace.
And also, I really liked in mythology Hercules, and Hercules used a club a lot. So I was always like, man, if it's good enough for Hercules, I could do well with a club. I'll be all right.
That's interesting. I think that like in games, I usually don't use blunt weapons or shotguns for whatever reason. I'm more of like, if it's modern, I'm going like assault rifle or submachine gun, and if it's I'm using some kind of like sword or two-handed sword in I don't know, historical or fantasy or whatever, where it's melee.
Yeah, definitely. And I usually try to find some way to use like a giant club or something. Like I'm trying to think of the last time I didn't do that in a game, and it's been a while.
It's very interesting.
So what's one of your questions?
It's I'm gonna have a hard time answering for this for myself, but I can explain ones probably that I don't want to do. It's kind of similar to one that, well, I guess it doesn't mean anything in the podcast, but Sean was saying something kind of similar along these lines, but I won't steal his. But this one is, if you were to pick one movie to be your life, which one would it be?
Oh shit, definitely Ghost.
A lot of this
Oh, sorry.
Ghostbusters, is that what you're gonna
Ghostbusters.
say?
Ghostbusters, dude. I would love to be a Ghostbuster. That's my dream job.
Oh, that is
That's my
awesome.
absolute dream job. Oh, me and Jacob talked about it many times. Like, if that actually ever became something, but if it actually was something, I would do it for free. I would,
Weren't we playing Phasmophobia and like all of us were just like, at some point, well, let's just
yeah, let's just go do it.
do this in real
Yeah, let's
life.
just go, like, yeah.
Let's just go to a haunted
Yeah,
house.
I would love to be a Ghostbuster. That would be my
That would
ideal
be
job.
awesome.
And they lived in New York.
Honestly, I would love it too.
Like, I mean, if they were in a cool spot, like they were in New York. Uh,
Somewhere historical, old
yeah,
stuff.
like,
There's a lot of scattered stuff around the U.S. like
yeah,
that.
we could do, like, that'd be cool. Yeah, definitely Ghostbusters. I know I answered really quickly, but Ghostbusters.
Yeah, I didn't have an idea in mind, but I'm gonna just steal yours if I'm allowed to, because we were just talking about Phasmophobia and doing that.
Yeah, definitely, because
That would be cool to do.
it would be just interesting. Like every day is like a new experience with something like that. You can't really expect
Even if we just
something.
did it a couple times,
Yeah, it would be pretty
I would
cool. They have
love it.
some places close by here even that you can do that too. So we can look into that actually if you want.
Yeah, we should just do that. What was I gonna say? I don't even remember anymore. I don't know. Yeah. Oh yeah, I remember. I was like, I would be loving it even if it was dark and we were just wandering around in flashlights in a legit haunted
Oh yeah,
house.
that'd be hilarious.
Up until the moment, up until the moment we got separated and I was on my own in a spooky room, then I wouldn't like it so much. But if it was spooky with another person,
It's just
it's
fun.
just a good
Yeah, it's
time.
fun then. It's
Yeah.
like if you're with your
Yeah.
buddy and you're both scared, it's fun. But when it's you by
Mhm.
yourself, then it's like my life's in danger. I know the feeling. I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
It just switches immediately like that. It could be equally as terrifying with like a legit ghost event happening, and if it was just several of us in a room, it would be like, "Whoa, this is some cool ass shit." But if it was just me and like chairs are just getting thrown at me, I would just be like, "Oh, I don't like this at all. I'm gonna jump out the
Yeah,
window."
that's exactly like imagine like going to a haunted place with like a good example is like your wedding party. Like you wouldn't be scared of anything. Like you would laugh at just about anything you see. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's just you'd laugh. It's like all your best buddies are with you. It's fine. Yeah, I think we would be fine. I say that, but
Yeah.
then we end up being like super scared. Like we don't get out of the car. That would
Yeah.
be,
We just show up and we're just like, "No.
nope, can't do it.
Let's just get a burger
Yeah, let's
somewhere.
just go.
Let's not do this."
That would be, oh, I would go in. I'd be like, I'm at least going in.
You'd step one toe inside.
Probably, and then piss myself.
Okay. So that's good for
That
that
is
one,
a
I
good one.
think.
That is a super good answer.
It was your answer. I stole it, so I'm gonna agree that it
It
was a
was,
good
I mean,
answer.
it's an honest one.
All right. Do you have one lined up? Wait, what? All right. Let me just ask this one because it caught me so off guard that I would never have thought of this one. It says you can transport one furious elephant into any point in history. Where would you put it? That's
Shit.
that's so bizarre.
Oh man. Like, I know this is gonna sound really like weird, but I would put it in something that makes no sense at all. Just so that I know that I like edited history for something. Well, I would probably do it like the signing of the Magna Carta or something.
And what kind of implications are you going for
No,
there?
I'm not like trying to ruin anything. I would like to read about, and all of a sudden at the signing of the
This is a furious elephant. It's gonna run amok.
yeah, well, hack. Okay, let me think. I don't want to.
No,
It's
you're
the
committed to the
Magna
Magna Carta
Carta, I
now.
guess. Uh,
So yeah, what happens? Does it kill the king? Does it kill the? It was just end the Windsor line before it even
I'll be honest.
gets its rights solidified to stay. I'm
Quick.
confused by what would happen.
Yeah, like I feel like I feel like I just ruined a very important part of history if I did do that, and
Yeah.
I think that there's a reason why I don't have access to time travel. And
Or
Yeah,
furious
and a furious
elephants.
elephant. Okay, I'll stand by my answer though, but I will say, thank God I don't have the ability to throw furious elephants at people. What would you do it in?
So I didn't think through this at all, but for some reason, I don't know even why this came to mind, but just when Christopher Columbus came to the New World, it just was there, just waiting for him right as they got off the boat. And
Just like I'm
they're
kicking
just
your
like,
ass.
they're like, oh, mamma mia, there's an elephant.
Yeah.
Even though, what was he actually? So he was a Spanish pirate pretending to be an Italian person
I
so that the Spanish would let him go on his voyage, I think is
I don't know.
the theory,
The
right?
last time I checked, he was. This could be completely wrong too. I've taken a lot of blows to the head between learning this, but I believe he was an Italian man sailing for the Spanish crown. Look,
But I think that's what,
he wants us
wasn't
to think.
he claiming that, yeah, I think he was claiming to be Italian. Cristobal Colombo. Cristobal Colon? I don't know.
Cristobal
His
Cristobal
real name
Colon.
is like his real name was like very close to the fake name, but the theory that I heard a long time ago, and I think there was some like I don't know, they did some like DNA testing on his bones and compared it to like his supposed ancestors of the real Christopher Columbus, and it didn't like match or something. So I think he was like the theory I heard, and I haven't looked into it recently, was like he was some kind of pirate and then just took the identity of a fellow pirate who was just an Italian guy or something, and then because you can't just be an Italian pirate and then ask the Italian no a Spanish pirate and ask the Spanish royalty for money
I mean,
to
that
do
would
a
honestly be
voyage.
super cool.
I like that.
Yes,
I've just
if it
taken that as fact.
Yeah, that's cool. What you should do is, if that's not the fact, you need to write a book about that.
Pretty sure it's already the fact.
So you would have Christopher Columbus get his ass kicked by an elephant.
Yeah,
That's actually
I also didn't I didn't think about the implications at all, but yeah, I guess if we work through that, what he would just get like his ass kicked right as he got off the boat and be like, "Yeah, we're not doing the New World,"
no,
and
they
then
wouldn't.
that just changes the course of that. America doesn't even have. I don't even know what
Yeah, that's
happens.
too.
That was just a
Yeah, that's
disaster.
too. Yeah, see, this is why humans don't have that kind of capability. We just do not
Yeah, I
know.
mean, I would think through it more, but for no reason at all, that was just the first thing that popped into my head. So that's what I went with. I mean, that's not what I would actually choose, but it just seemed funny and it just came to mind.
Yeah, and like I would like to see Christopher Columbus get his ass beat by an elephant. I'd pay money to see that, to be honest.
Would you?
Yeah, I mean, he's a terrible person.
Yeah, he doesn't. That's not even like a holiday anymore, really, right?
Oh,
Then they that used to be like you get off school and it's like a government holiday. Then they're just like,
they were like,
yeah,
nah, we
he's not so
yeah, he
good
was a bad
anymore.
person.
Yeah. But anyway, I think it's your turn now for a question.
Let me see. I got some. There's some good ones. I'm just trying to find.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm looking at mine too.
Okay, what futuristic thing from a sci-fi movie or book do you wish existed right now?
Hmm. I'm just gonna go with I don't know. I don't want to spend too much time thinking about these. I'm just gonna go with my gut reaction that went on everything. I don't even know if I would want this, but the first thing that popped into mind for no apparent reason was those like exoskeleton suits they had in like Edge of Tomorrow with Tom Cruise, where that was the one. I think that's the name, right?
I
The
believe
one
you're
that
right.
he kept getting killed and coming back. Actually, if that was there a technology that was causing him to keep dying and coming back? If there is, I'm going to switch my answer to that one. I'd rather. I think it would kind of be. I don't know. I've always kind of thought like the movie like Groundhog's Day.
Yeah,
I think that's kind of cool where you're just in a
a
like it's
forever
supposed to
loop.
be like over time you're like hate it, but it's like I think it's kind of cool just doing a different thing and interacting with like different people like every day. There's kind of something appealing with that if you eventually could get out of the loop.
On it, like I understand that. I would probably hate it because I would be. I don't know. I'd probably get to. I don't like to get used to like a system, and I'd be like, man, it's like cold every day, or like, man, it's warm every day. I wouldn't like
Mm,
that.
I just yeah, the thing that interests me is just like by the end he'd like gone on like a single day adventure with like every single person in the town and like knew everything, and I just think
That
that
would be,
is kind of
yeah, that would
interesting.
have been pretty cool. That was a great movie with Bill Murray. Groundhog's Day, so good,
Yeah.
such a great movie. If anyone who's listening has not seen that movie, go see it. It's so good.
So I just think it's interesting from the standpoint of like I don't know, just figuring out like every single thing with every person in that town for a single day. It's kind of interesting, like every single thing that could happen. I don't know.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Actually, I never really thought of it that way. That's a pretty insight. Like, I don't know, made me think of it differently. I
Yeah, I
was,
don't think that's supposed to be the takeaway. I always thought that was the interesting part, but I think everyone is supposed to kind of have your reaction, like, "Damn, the same thing. I hate this existence that he has."
Instead,
But I'm
Mike
like, "That's
loves it.
pretty cool." Until you run out of possibilities, that's pretty interesting.
Yeah, and see, my answer is pretty selfish on this one. I was like, I want the holodeck from Star Trek.
Oh, that's a
That
good
is,
one.
that's I would just where you could just be anywhere you wanted at any time. That's practically teleportation.
No, that is a good answer. I like that a lot. I bet you would spend every day like Captain Picard just doing Shakespeare
Ooh,
reenactments.
I would spend a large amount of time probably doing plays and like being like I don't know. I definitely would be doing some like stupid stuff like like I definitely would do like VR video games in that room all the time.
Yeah.
That would be
I mean, everything is essentially like that.
yeah, that would be the best. Yeah, yeah, that's like a selfish answer, I guess, but I would be like one room in my
I think
house.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
I would be like my
If
basement's the holodeck.
are you claiming it for yourself or are you just wishing that technology existed? How did this question
Well, I guess just the
originate? I don't
technology
remember.
exists, so I'm not being selfish. So I guess I'm actually being quite like uh generous to the world for wanting it to exist.
That's like one of the best parts of Star Trek. Like it seems like all the ships that we see in the show have. I don't know if
Yeah,
everyone
they have
has it, but
holodeck
at least the big
bars.
ones.
Yeah, they have holodeck bars in the series where like people go.
Which one had Whoopi Goldberg? Was that the Captain Baldy
Yeah,
series?
that's TNG.
Yeah,
Whoopi
that was a
Goldberg
good
is
one.
think she's a bartender in that.
Yeah, she's the bartender. Wait, what series was that like weird scaly fish man the bartender in? You know what I'm talking? I think that's Voyager. I like that guy. I was just trying to think of who's the best bartender in Star Trek, and I like Scaly Fish Man.
Are you talking about Neelix?
Yeah, I think
Oh
so.
my God, you
Oh,
are
he's
talking
furry and
about.
scaly.
You're talking about Neelix? Who the fuck likes Neelix, bro?
He's better than Whoopi Goldberg.
Oh my God, Neelix is the worst.
I only thought, what other bartenders are
I
there? There's only Neelix and Whoopi Goldberg
Neelix
that I
is
can
a
remember.
cook. He's not really a bartender, but he's like I don't know. Okay, so this is not coming from me. I have not watched as much of this series as I'd like
I'm gonna
to.
look up the first Neelix quote, and if it's good, then it redeems the whole
No,
character.
it
If it's
does
bad,
not, dude. So I watched this a long
hold
time
on.
ago, and then a friend brought it back up to me, and it all came flooding back why I always forgot about him. Because he sucks.
I don't remember a specific thing that he did, but it's the most memorable person related to the bar or restaurant section of the ship. I don't remember anything that Whoopi Goldberg did, but I remember Neelix at
She
least
gave
existing.
she gave some fucking great advice to Wesley about heartbreak. I remember that episode.
Here's the first Neelix quote: is, "I'm not a fighter. I'm just a cook who sometimes imagines himself to be a diplomat."
It's exactly why I hate Felix.
Okay, that didn't
I remember
redeem him
it.
at all.
I remember it.
I retract my argument. He did let me
Dude,
down.
I remember it as a kid thinking he was weird, and then a friend of mine at work who has watched a ton of or like Star Trek and Star Wars and stuff, he brought it up. I was like, "Is he the worst character?" And he's like, "He's pretty damn close." Like he was pretty sure Neelix was one of the worst.
But wait, for comparison, I don't remember what Whoopi Goldberg's character is name. But we're gonna find out. We're gonna look up her quote, her first quote that I can find, and see what it is and stack it up. It's gonna be pretty bad to beat that
Yeah,
one.
the rap ranked Neelix as the fourth worst character in the entire series.
Who's the worst?
Wesley, of course. That's an unfair opinion.
On wait, Gwynnon, is that her character? No, maybe. Yes.
Okay, I'm
All right,
looking at this list,
that
and
gives
some
me
of these
some.
hated characters I don't dislike. Okay, first of all, Jonathan Archer, I think got a lot of shit. Scott Bakula's terrific. Watch Quantum Leap. It's a great show.
That was my least favorite, but not because of him. Just because I don't know. I just thought it was in like the first like season or two. I feel like they had time travel involving like the Romulans going back to like mafia times, like 5 times. It was like too
It's
much.
too much. They kept going back to the same fucking time spot.
And I'm like, you're just saving on budget, okay? You're just putting on like gangster clothes from the 1920s, and I don't know. It's too much.
Yeah,
All right, let me
I
see.
remember. See, this is the thing.
My
TNG.
least favorite. Oh, yeah, I'll let you finish. But I just remembered my least favorite.
Who?
It's Q. I hate Q
Dude, are
so
you
much.
fucking serious? That's my favorite character. I swear to God.
We are gonna fight.
Dude, Q is the
Q
best.
and Nealon are gonna fight over
Neelix.
Neelix.
Q is by far one of my favorite characters. He's
I hate
hilarious.
my least favorite thing. I think that I don't know. I think it's a bad choice that the first episode of the Next Generation was a Q episode because it is weird and doesn't even establish it as like a sci-fi. It just goes right into like they just end up in like the Spanish Inquisition for part of it and just like random stuff.
Yeah, sometimes that show jumped over my head. We have to probably note to people listening that we were pretty young when that show came out. Like it was new, but we were still. I was born.
We were very
I was
young.
92 and you were. I was born in 92 and you were born in 91. So it's like a lot of that
Hmm.
show is like we were very little. So a lot of that stuff jumped over my head. But I like Q. He made funny shit happen most of the time.
Okay.
Yeah, dude. He's the
Why can I?
IGN ranked him the ninth best character in all of Star Trek. Dude, he is so
No.
good. Q is the best.
He's down there. He's like down there with. It's him, and then right above him is the Tribbles, those furry
I
little
love the
balls of
triples.
crap. Our ranking lists are very different. I hate
Yes.
everything that's well loved. Your top is
I don't like
8
Neelix.
of 9. Is that her name?
Who?
I think that's from Oh, it's something. What is her name? It's numbers. I don't remember. It's the Borg chick.
Oh, anybody Borg I'm not a big fan of.
Oh, 7 of 9. I upgraded her a number. Yeah, I think she was the character that she just. I think the consensus is she just had big boobs, so they put her on the show to boost the numbers later.
That could be fair. It was the late 90s. Stuff like that happened a lot.
That's the reasoning that I heard from official sources. But she was like human. I don't know. She was a Borg that they turned back into human,
Yeah,
but was like their reason to throw more Borg shit in at any given time to spice things
I
up.
wasn't a big fan of the Borg.
I fucking love the Borg. See, our lists are polar opposite. Usually they're in sync, but on Star
For
Trek,
some
they're
reason, we
just
are just the
100%
opposite.
flip. That's weird. We're learning a lot here now. Why can I not find a friggin' Gwynn Star Trek quote for the life of me? I've been searching for. Okay, here we go. If I felt that nobody wanted to be around me, I'd probably be late and nervous too. That's her first quote that came up. Is that better than I'm not a fighter, I'm a cook and a diplomat?
I don't know. It's
They're both very bad.
yeah.
If I felt that nobody wanted to be around me, I'd probably be late and nervous too. Who's she talking to? That's bad. Whatever. Oh, she's talking to Gordy. And he said, Gwennon, that's not the point.
Yeah, so
Gwen, Gordy's just reading Rainbow, right?
yeah, Geordie LaForge.
Yeah. What am I saying? Wait, why am I saying Gordy? Geordie LaForge. I was just saying it weird. I think I need the whole name to pronounce it right for some reason. Just saying the first wasn't enough for my brain. He was a good ass character. How come that guy wasn't in other things?
7 of 9 is ranked very highly on the Raps list. Not super
I
highly.
figured. But
O'Brien.
where's Captain
O'Brien
Janeway?
there is on my list too.
Is Captain Janeway very low?
I
Or
like
middle low?
I like Janeway. No, yeah, Janeway is high.
I like Janeway.
I like
Oh,
Janeway.
that's good. I'm surprised. I wasn't sure how people
I
felt
like
about her. I
Scotty
liked
too.
Voyager,
The
actually.
the guy who played Scotty actually there's like a story about a woman she like I don't know she was going through some troubles and he kind of helped her through those like he sent her mail and stuff like they had correspondence for a while and they met through her being a fan of his and Star Trek. So he seems like a pretty cool dude. Scotty's up there on
It's
my
pretty
list.
wholesome.
Yeah, he's a pretty cool dude.
Where is Captain Kirk? Better be very high.
He's number 3 on the list.
Oh, give me the top 3 now.
Kirk,
Now I'm curious if he's 3.
Spock, and Jean-Luc Picard.
Oh yeah,
That's
that's a good
that
ranking.
is Picard's number 1 by far.
Yeah,
Like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
he's Kirk is the captain you go and have a beer with. Picard is the one that you want to lead you. That's just a
Mm-hmm.
fact.
That's very accurate.
Let's see. Fuck, I went away from my list. Well, no, it's your question now.
Oh, it is, isn't it? Let me take a look. How would you? Hold on. Let me process this question. How would you change how you live your life if life was like a video game where you respawn back at home after dying? That is a weird one, but I saw a video game and I went in on it. Oh, but there's a good one coming up next.
So if we die, we just go back home.
Yeah, I guess we're assuming infinite life, so you just respawn at home.
Is life like said video game?
I think, no. I think life is normal, but death is not permanent. Presumably just for you.
Oh, dude, that would suck. Like,
What would you do? But dying still sucks, I'm going to
I mean,
say. So it's,
I would probably just live my life like normal. I probably wouldn't try to die.
yeah, I don't think I would, yeah, I don't think I would do something super risky
Mm-mm.
with the intention of who cares, I'm going to die, because that seems awful still.
Yeah, absolutely not. I would just live a normal life and hope to God I didn't have to use that ability ever.
I know. Honestly, that's what I would do too. If you just have no extra powers or abilities, it's just if you die a terrible death, you just end up back. And I'm assuming, what happens if you just get old and die? Do you just respawn old back
Yeah,
at home
that
and then
sounds
die
awful.
again?
I was thinking that. I was
You
like,
just
that
have a
sounds
death loop.
awful.
You just have an old ass death loop.
That would be the worst.
Would you watch that movie if it was just called Old Ass Death
It
Loop?
depends on the director, being honest.
It's it's a collaboration of Michael Bay and M Night Shyamalan.
There's going to be a twist
So
at the end.
there's twists and there's a lot of explosions and lens flare and things like
I
that.
don't know. That sounds like it would give me indigestion or something. And so much lens flare and explosions and shit.
But then the twist comes in at the end
Yeah, I
to
think
even it all
I
out.
would feel so sick the whole time. I'd be like, I don't know what's going on.
Okay. So yeah, I think we agreed on that. Probably not any differently because I think dying sucks in general, so I don't think you'd want more of it
Yeah,
if you can help it.
yeah, same. I agree with you.
All right, it's your turn.
This one's interesting, and it's going to be a bunch of funny answers. If you were a food, what food would you be,
Hmm.
and why? I want a good answer on this one.
Like presumably you would just go with your favorite foods, right? Do you have to have more of a reason than that? How could you dig deeper into
I don't
this with
know.
justification?
This is like a
Are you
job interview
sentient
question.
as the food?
Yes, yes, yes.
So, what if you're a prepared food? How does that work
You're
out?
just like that sandwich, that talking sandwich from the commercials, where it's like you could just be a talking sandwich, which scared the fuck
That
out of
is
me as a kid.
nice. So I like tacos a lot, but I think if I was just so we're just a sentient that, I feel like that's not a very stable thing. I feel like all your
You just
taco
fall
meat
apart.
and stuff would just fall apart and get soggy. So I feel like that's not a good one. Um, pizza's a little bit more stable. Hamburgers. Hamburger is fun to look at
It
though.
is, it is. I'm saying probably, yeah, everything is just so delicate. I feel like it could tip over and just like
I know.
explode or something.
Now that I've pictured a sentient hamburger with little legs and arms, I'm
Scary.
liking it a lot. So I'd think, no, I'm actually liking it. I think I just like a couple toothpicks to hold everything together, and I'm going to be a sentient hamburger.
You're the next big thing at McDonald's.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I like that a lot.
See, my favorite food is pie, but being a talking pie, I just feel like I would.
I do like the visual on that too. I like the end, like the triangular cut of the pie, and then just like the end is your mouth, and it just flaps up a little bit on top of the
Yeah,
topping
I'd
or
probably pick a
whatever
pie.
is in the pie.
That's definitely my favorite food. So if
You
we're
just
going our
have like
favorite food, I'm picking a pie.
that's
Like a
interesting.
blueberry pie. I'm picking that.
Blueberry is the best,
I'll eat
I
any
would say
pie,
too.
but blueberry is probably my favorite.
Yeah, I don't like things that are like too sweet. I like salty a lot more than I like sweet, but blueberry is a nice
You
level.
should try strawberry rhubarb pie sometime.
Oh, I love strawberry
I was
rhubarb.
gonna say,
That little bit of
yeah,
tartness.
it's got a little bit of tartness. I need like that.
I do like that. That's a good ass pie. Um, if you were a superhero, which of your friends would you pick as your sidekick, and what would your respective powers be?
Oh shit. So do we both? Okay, so I'll assume that the other person doesn't get powers. I'm probably gonna.
You're not? It says, oh, so your sidekick doesn't get any powers? They just get to be there?
I don't know, because I'm trying to think. If I were a superhero, I'd want to be like Thor, like with the hammer and everything. He's probably one of my favorites. Him or like Iron Fist. Those are probably my two favorite. And then or
Hmm.
Shazam for DC is probably my favorite.
Sam's pretty good.
So I would probably be like
Who you
Shazam.
make me your sidekick
You could
and
be
make it
trusted
funny.
as a sidekick. I would be Shazam, and you could be like one of the uh, family members of Shazam that have his powers.
Mm.
So we would just both be Shazam. I guess we could go with that because I couldn't trust Jake. Jake would go evil, and I'd have to stop him. I'm 100% sure of that actually. I know Jake listens to the podcast, but I'm gonna stand by my answer. He would go evil eventually.
Hmm. I'm trying to think. For you, funny. I'm just going with all the things that pop into my head first. And for you, I just pictured. I want you to be even slightly shorter than you are. I want you to be shorter, and I want you to have the Juggernaut's power, where you're just unstoppable. And
I'm like
but
the
I like the picture
unstoppable
of a shorter
pursuit.
Juggernaut. So you're just like 4'11", but unstoppable.
That's like just unstoppable bowling ball.
Yeah, that's what I was picturing.
That would actually be
So,
hilarious. Like the Shrek videos you see on YouTube where he's like running through the dog course. That's just
hmm
me, but the Juggernaut.
yeah,
That'd be
that'd be
scary.
awesome. And then I don't know what would I want to be. Captain America would be cool, or I don't know. Iron Man's pretty cool.
I'm just a short Juggernaut. What the fuck?
It was just an amusing image that popped. Not even an image, just a concept that sounded funny. And that's what I'm going with. I'm not actually going with answers if I put much more thought into it at all. I'm just going with amusing ones that pop in first on all these answers. That's wait. So what were you? You were either Thor
Or
what?
Shazam or Iron Fist.
Or Shazam. Which one's Iron Fist again?
He's like the kung fu monk. If you
Hmm.
he's way more popular in comics. He had a TV show. His TV show wasn't very good.
If you had to have a super villain's power, which would you be? Without, I guess we can just say their power. If they have like something bad about them, like they're insane or something, we don't have to carry that over. But just their strengths. The first one that came to mind for me was just Doctor Doom for some reason with
Yeah,
his
I was
vague
thinking that
lightning and
too.
cool
And he's a
powers.
super genius and the ruler of his own country.
Mm-hmm.
If you,
That's a
yeah,
good
that would
one.
be a good one. I mean, I know a lot of people who
If
would
you just
pick
take the
Doom.
craziness out,
Yeah,
that would
or
be pretty good.
Magneto. Magneto would be cool. Controlling metal would be pretty
Mm.
powerful.
Actually, yeah, that's another good one. Magneto's really good. Maybe I don't know. That's a pretty good one. You could like make your own metal suit like Iron Man if
Yeah,
you
you
wanted
could be
to.
pretty powerful with a.
Yeah.
Oh,
He doesn't use his stuff to the max usually.
mm-mm. He could destroy people. That is a
Hmm.
good one. So you would make me mini Juggernaut. I appreciate that.
I think the power is cool. And the mini is makes it more amusing because he's fearsome when he's
When he's
big,
large, yeah.
but when he's little, it's like it's fearsome but adorable at the
Yeah,
same
it's like a
time.
little toddler running at you. Ooh,
Yeah,
is it my turn or your turn? I forgot.
yeah. I think it's your turn.
Okay, so this one's like a generic one, but if you could live in any one fantasy world, which one are you picking? And like your friends and family and everybody live in it too. You don't have to abandon anything.
So fantasy, as in like Lord of the Rings
It
type
can be
fantasy
anything
setting.
fake.
Anything fake, but okay. Just anything fake, or are we going along with fantasy? Just like I don't know, magic and orcs and goblins and whatnot.
Yes.
Hmm. Do you have anything lined up? I'm gonna think for a
I mean,
minute here.
okay, so I would break it down to two worlds. Pokemon, just because I don't have to get a job or have a job, that's a big plus.
Ooh,
That's a
that
big
is a good
plus.
one.
And I think it'd be cool to like raise. I think it'd be cool to
Where's
like
what?
raise like a team of partners and like battle with them and like I don't know. I think that, like the games have
Hmm.
always been pretty cool to me. I've really enjoyed them always.
That is a good one. That's not one that came to mind for me. The first one, I don't know why it came to mind. I'm not even the biggest Narnia fan, but Narnia came to mind for no reason.
Narnia would be interesting.
And they fight a lot of wars in that,
Hmm.
which is cool. I don't know why that came to mind first. I'm going to keep mulling it over. I don't know if I want to commit to Narnia.
Pokemon would be cool.
Pokemon is cool.
Harry Potter would be another super cool one. Just because like being a wizard, like come on now, that'd be sick. Going to Hogwarts, like the
Yeah.
best school ever.
What about Dragon Ball? Would that be cool?
Ooh, that would be cool. Actually, that's up.
I think I'm going to switch mine to Dragon Ball. That would be
Yeah, because
awesome.
there's nothing I'd like to do more than to sit on an island and learn kung fu, like martial arts, and just like get super fucking strong and learn to be able to command melee. Actually, I'm stealing yours on this one.
Yeah.
I'm with you.
You're still
I'm
mine.
stealing yours on
That
this
would be
one.
awesome,
That
wouldn't
would
it?
that would be sick. And then have the
That would be
Nimbus
awesome.
cloud, which I don't think would work on me because I think you have to be like pure of spirit.
And you're
I'm
devious
just an
of
awful
spirit.
person. I'm just kidding. Oh, yeah, that was a good one actually. Yeah, Dragon Ball would be cool.
There's a lot of fighting and explosions and people dying in it, but overall, I think they seem to be enjoying it.
Yeah, like I mean, like half the time Goku like gets to eat like a feast at the end of this the show. So I mean, I'm down with
Mm-hmm.
that. If I
That's
can have
pretty
a
great.
nice buffet,
Mm-hmm.
a couple beers, I'll be fine. Yeah, I'm stealing yours on that one. That was good.
Mm-hmm.
Now it's your turn.
Hmm. I'm looking through these. A lot of them just have kind of obvious answers for me. Let's see. What would you do if there happened to be an alien invasion on Earth? Which I instantly thought of. I guess it's an alien invasion. They don't really say, but I like that movie, like Cloverfield.
Mhm. That those are good.
Yeah. So yeah, what would you do? Or War of the World? Those are the first ones.
Dude, the
Like if you can go
you
ahead.
would have to lay low. Like you would have to get like as many people
Mm-hmm.
as you could to safety and then lay low until hopefully like the government responded. That's literally like the best answer. Like that's the most responsible answer.
That's all you can do, and that's what they do in both those. I think that's why it came to mind. It's just like that's just what you do is like try to not die and then get out.
Yeah,
If you're not someone in a role that can actually do something, then you just that's just what you do.
yeah, you try to help people as best you can and that's what I would probably do. Uh in a fantasy like ish element, I like to think I would be one of the people who are like raised to resistance. That'd be cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like to think that. That's
Yeah.
hard. That's a hard thing. I like to think I would do that. It's not necessarily 100%
Yeah.
In a fantasy world, definitely would be like, oh, we're raising a resistance. Let's go, guys.
Yeah, if you were like the protagonist
Oh, of
in
course.
a book or movie or video game, then that's definitely what you'd do.
Yeah, and then I guess
But yeah.
if I don't know, I would probably just try to get to some kind of government thing because that's like your only hope in a situation where aliens are invading.
Mm-hmm.
But bro, have you seen the alien news? Like the
What?
declassified stuff, which a lot of it was stuff.
Oh, I heard about that on the
That
radio
shit's
or something on a
nuts.
talk show,
Dude, that
but
shit
I
is
haven't
nuts.
looked at it.
I don't know. I'm really into stuff like that. I don't like I wouldn't say that I'm like a hardcore conspiracy theory believer. I do like to read about them and like learn about them just because I think it's interesting.
Has that actually been declassified, or they just announced that they will be
They
doing
will
it
be
soon?
declassifying stuff. They declassified
Yeah.
some like crazy Navy tapes and stuff. That I don't know, man. That's cool. If anyone's like watching this, feel free to shoot us an email about any of this stuff because like I'm not as much in the know as I'd like to be. We have a an email that we just set up on Outlook called thequestcast@outlook.com. That's like the email if you guys have any questions or want us to talk about any subject that's kind of relevant to the show. We'll try to throw it in there as best we can.
So apparently, one of them is they're declassifying stuff about a UFO that broke the sound barrier with no sonic boom. That's interesting.
That is, see, I don't know, like I'm not a scientist, but that stuff's like, yeah, I always find that stuff really interesting. Ever since I was a little kid, I've always thought aliens and
Hmm. You've always thought aliens?
I've always thought aliens encrypted. Sorry, I was trying to find the best way to describe it because not just Bigfoot. I always like the Mothman. When you say cryptids, people think you mean like Bigfoot. I was more into Mothman. Mothman was my favorite one.
Mm.
But yeah, you just have
So,
to hope for the best.
hmm. Okay, so that was my question. I was going to ask you who did the last question because I forgot because we went on a tangent. But yeah, it was mine. But I found a good one for the next one.
You just you do it. We'll answer that one.
It would be, what would you do if you could be immortal but unhappy, or live for 5 more years and be incredibly happy?
I would live 5 more years and be incredibly happy. It's to me, it's all like the quality is better than quantity in certain situations. And if you're
Mm.
miserable and
It
immortal,
just said unhappy. It didn't say
fuck that,
depressed.
dude.
You're just a little it's like you're just a little bummed about it overall. Maybe
Fuck
there's a little
that,
happiness sprinkled in, but just like
fuck
a
that.
little apathetic.
I'm going 5 years of the best time of my life.
Immortal though. There was like a game on the 360, and I just Lost Odyssey. It was kind of like, I don't know, kind of like a Final Fantasy type game, but it kind of like explored that kind of thing. There's some characters that are like immortal, but it was something with, I don't know, they live so long, or maybe it's like when they, I don't know, get beat up or something real bad, but I don't know, they lose some of their memory over time, and just things like kind of jog it, and it was really well written and had like little short stories and stuff that you would find like when you found a memory, and they were like all pretty kind of sad about how they're like, I don't know, outliving people, and then like, I don't know, they'd go through a town like one time, and they'd interact, see like a little kid and have some interaction with them, and then come back later and they're like a senile like old person but still remember him. And it's just like weird things that are.
Yeah, you would never think
That
about
was a
stuff
good
like
game.
that if you were immortal. That is cool though, actually.
Yeah, that was a good game. I never finished it all the way. I got really far in it, but just like all the, it took some exploring. Like you had to go out of your way for some of like the little, and they were legit just like short stories with like, mainly you would just read, but it had like a little bit of noise and like some background imagery. But it was pretty cool. I like that game. But yeah, I don't know what I want to do. It I think for the same reason that like Groundhog's Day and like the reliving the same thing interests me. I think the being immortal and just seeing a lot of things interests me. They kind of hit the same areas. But unhappy, I feel like you would be unhappy overall because it's like, I don't know, you get to keep meeting people, but then just everything kind of,
Yeah, all your friends.
you know,
Yeah, like
yeah.
you don't have long like last like lifetime friendships or anything because they're gonna pass away.
Mm-hmm.
Once again, Mike, you should be watching Invincible. They kind of talk about this topic in
Yeah.
there.
I should then. I do. I like this topic.
It's a very interesting topic that I think they cover well in that show. If anyone hasn't watched that show lately, like please or watch that show, please watch it. It is like perfection. It really is great.
Hmm.
I'm thinking about rewatching it actually. I just finished it
But
again.
where again?
Yeah,
Where would you put it in priorities? Above Doom Patrol or below Doom Patrol?
above Doom Patrol. Doom Patrol is
Hmm.
absolutely perfect, but Invincible is pretty good too. I think Doom Patrol is just under it.
Hmm. Okay. Yep. That's on my to watch list. I think it's your
I'm
turn.
just
We
about out
have.
of them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I'm
I can
just
look for some more. This list is very long. It was just scratching the surface of it, so we can, if if this turns out interesting, we can return to this kind of thing. I think it is kind of bringing on some interesting conversations, though,
yeah, that is.
and tangents.
Yeah, that is true. I agree with you. I'm like, man, this has got me thinking.
Yeah. Hold on. Well, what is this one? I only read half of it, but I'm gonna commit to all of it. What would you do if you were given the power to make one person's wish other than yourself come true? Oh, that ended up different than I thought it was gonna be. I thought it was gonna be an either or. What would you? Oh, I don't know. Do we want to answer that one?
That one's
It's so open
deep.
ended.
That's it's so
That one's
open-ended and
very open
deep.
ended.
Yeah.
All right, let's not do that one. Let's forget I read that one. Would you rather go back 100 years in time or 100 years into the future?
Oh shit, that sucks either way.
That one's that one's better than the other one though.
Yeah. See, if you go back in time, you go to 1921.
Hmm.
What happened? Let me look and see what
Oh
happened.
yeah, that's a good idea. What
1920.
happened?
What the fuck?
Oh, that's not a good one. The first one that comes out.
Yeah, I don't know. I would probably go in the future. I would think that humanity would bounce back and learn and do better. I'm gonna be an optimist and say, let's go forward 100 years and see like what cool stuff we've done.
Is that like the Roaring Twenties in America?
Yeah, 1921. Yeah,
That
I do
that
believe.
wouldn't be bad.
I mean,
That'd be pretty
it'd be
cool.
cool to talk to some people that were around back then.
Yeah.
I think it. Well,
When's the Great Gatsby set?
yeah, I would like to like talk to my grandpa that was from Ireland. Would have been
It's in
like
the 1920s after World War One.
he didn't come to America yet, so I'd have to go to Ireland to see him. Yes, I'd have to.
So you're trying to interact with your own family
I
members
never got to
and
meet
cause
him.
some kind of weird
I
paradox?
hope it wouldn't cause paradox. See, this is why we don't have time travel.
It would cause a paradox. You'd somehow work your way into becoming your own grandpa, I
Just like
think.
in Futurama.
Or Back to the Future, where his mom keeps trying to get it for some
Yeah,
reason.
and
And he's like, no,
I didn't pick up on that as
stop.
a kid as much, and then I was like, oh my
I
God,
didn't either.
that's his mom. I got it from the
She
Family
was.
Guy thing where it's like, boy just kissed his mama. I was like, oh shit, he really did. I was like, oh my God. Thanks, Family Guy really just helped me mature maturity wise as a kid, like or comedically as a child.
It was too good.
It was, especially the
South Park too.
South Park too. Yeah, it's definitely the reason why my humor's so fucked up.
Mine too. Started watching that like in like elementary school.
Yeah, when I started watching, or when I watched South Park, and I remember we had a bus driver that was just like the bus driver in South Park. Uh,
Sit down and shut up. That one?
yeah, I remember I used to be like, oh my God, it's like this. Like we had the same bus driver, and I always thought it was so funny that they teased her because I did not have the balls to tease my bus driver.
Hmm.
Yeah, that yeah.
So yeah, what is going on? Yeah, it would be pretty cool. I'd probably the Roaring Twenties is not a bad time to go back to, honestly, if you had to go back. But the future, as long as we just didn't teleport into like some kind of post-apocalyptic disaster or future war. Other than that, it would probably be good.
Looks like 40K somehow. Like just everything
Yeah,
sucks.
yeah. It's
That
like Terminator. There's like Judgment Day already happened. And you're like,
this
shit.
sucks.
Should have gone back. Hmm. What do you think? Going off of that, what is your favorite Terminator from
Probably
the Terminator series?
probably T2. T2 is pretty big for me as a kid. I had a Terminator.
Which one is that? Explain
That's
me.
the one where Sarah Connor's son.
That doesn't seem like not enough numbers. I thought
T2.
the other ones
T2's
all had.
the
Oh, you're just saying Terminator 2. I thought
yeah.
you were trying to say like the number. Like they had like 4-digit numbers, didn't they? Like this is a 3860 or something
Oh
like that.
oh
I thought you were saying that.
yeah.
Oh, so like the Liquid Terminator?
Yeah. The second movie's
Yeah, that one's
Terminator's
cool.
pretty fucking cool. Like I like Arnold a lot, but I like him as a good guy. I think that twist was super fucking cool in that movie. Because yeah, and like the action's better in T2. I don't know. Terminator 2 is just my favorite and everything.
Yeah, mine too. That's my most memorable one.
I think I watched Terminator 3 and wasn't very happy with it. I watched Terminator 2 first. I didn't watch Terminator 1 until after Terminator 2. I
Hmm.
didn't believe my mom that Terminator 1 existed. She had to go to Blockbuster and rent it for me.
So wait, which one was 3? Was that was with the female like uh half like solid metal and half liquid metal
Yeah, that
Terminator?
one was pretty weak. It wasn't a good one.
Yeah, that one wasn't that good. I haven't seen Genesis yet,
I
but I
haven't
want
either.
to
I haven't watched one ever since the third
because
one
it
came
has
out.
it has Arnold back, right? And it has James Cameron directing it, and it has the original Sarah Connor.
Yeah, Dark Fate.
Oh, is that Dark Fate? I thought that was Genesis.
Yeah,
Oh, you're right. It is Dark
it's
Fate.
Dark
What the hell
Fate.
is
Yeah.
Genesis? Oh, I did see Genesis. Genesis also did have old Arnold back. That was okay. I think that one had. Well, I guess I won't ruin it if you haven't seen it. The twist. So never mind about that.
I'm gonna have to catch up on these damn Terminator movies.
I know. I feel like watching Dark Fate now. I think it might be somewhere. I think it's on like Amazon or something. Maybe it was. Maybe it still is.
Yeah, I'll have to check them out because I was a big Terminator fan.
Yeah, I like Terminator too. I think it's a cool concept.
It was terrifying as a kid too. I was always like, I'm never gonna trust machines now. Like they absorb all of our life.
I just remember that. I think is it Terminator 2? I think it's 2. I don't know. Just remember that scene where it's like that. It's in the beginning of the movie, but Sarah Connor has some kind of weird future premonition thing, but she's just like, it's like Judgment Day, and she's like near a playground, like
Yeah,
shaking
and the
on like
kids
the
get
chain link
nuked.
fence, and she's like, "No, run! It's Judgment Day!" And the others just on their little like teeter totter things just get fucking nuked and are like skeletons.
Yeah, I remember like I don't know, man. The '90s was
That was
just
cool.
edgy,
I
like
know.
Spawn and Terminator and all that shit.
It's great though.
I remember watching Spawn and Blade and stuff and being thinking I was the coolest kid in the world.
I haven't seen Spawn. Spawn was weird.
It was weird.
I haven't seen that in a long
If
time.
I had a child, I wouldn't let him watch it as young as I was. I was very young when I watched that movie. Same with Blade, though. I was pretty young, but I loved
I
Blade.
don't.
Blade was like my
I
favorite for the longest
think
time.
I've seen Blade, but I don't remember anything about it. A lot of movies I saw when I was young, I don't remember a lot of things about.
It was amazing.
He's like killing vampires and
Oh
stuff,
yeah,
right?
dude. There's like this crazy blood rave. Uh, oh,
Mm.
dude, it's nuts. There's like a bunch of fighting. Like the action is badass.
Should probably see it again.
Yeah, it's good. It's definitely worth the watch. If anyone that hasn't seen it, because it's kind of an older movie now, definitely go watch Blade. He's the first black superhero movie in my opinion that I remember. Besides, well, in my lifetime probably. He's what the biggest for me.
In movies?
He was the
When we
biggest
were younger, or what?
he was the biggest black superhero for me because I knew that he was under like the Marvel cinema or I knew that he
Mm.
was under like the Marvel universe. Jake told me. And so for me, he
Yeah.
was like huge. He was my favorite. He was one of my favorites.
I like the old Justice League, where Green Lantern
Oh yeah,
before the Ryan Reynolds version was, and I think that's the most prominent one that sticks out to me from
John Stewart.
when I
That
was younger.
yeah, John Stewart was a pretty good Green Lantern. And a lot of people would say that
Mm-hmm.
it's either him or Hal Jordan are the best. That's like the two.
Mm.
That's like usually the big argument between the two.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all out of. I'm tired.
Yeah, I
I'm
yeah we
fucking
did.
tired.
We're at a little bit over an hour anyway, so I think
Good deal.
we did a lot of good
We did.
shit. I
That was a good.
think.
That was the best one we've done so far.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You want to do the outro? A quick little something.
Thanks for listening, everybody. We really appreciate it. Like I said, in the podcast, we listed the new email that we got set up for like questions or topics you guys want us to talk about. Yeah, just shoot us an email and we'll try to cover it if we can.
Mm-hmm.
Have a good rest of your day or night, guys. See you as soon as we can.
All right. Yeah. See you, everybody.